Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Life Unscripted, the podcast where we unlock the secrets to mastering the art of living. And today, we're diving into a topic that's close to all our hearts: what to do when you're feeling disappointed in yourself. We've all been there, haven't we? That sinking feeling when we didn't meet our own expectations, when we let ourselves down. It's a tough place to be, but trust me, you're not alone. Today, I want to share some personal experiences and strategies that can help you bounce back when you're feeling this way. So let's start with my own story. A few years ago, I had set some big career goals for myself. I worked tirelessly, gave it my all, and then came the moment of reckoning. I did not achieve what I had set out to do, and I was devastated. But here's the thing: disappointment is a part of life, and it can be a powerful teacher. When I reflect on that moment now, I realized that it was a turning point in my life. It pushed me to reassess my goals, learn from my mistakes, and grow as a person. So what can you do when you're disappointed in yourself? Here are a few strategies that helped me, and I hope they'll resonate with you too. First, you must acknowledge your feelings. Disappointment is a natural emotional response to unmet expectations, whether they are related to your goals, relationships, or personal growth. It's a signal from your inner self that something didn't go as planned, and it's essential to pay attention to this signal. Here's how to navigate this stage effectively. Start by recognizing and labeling your emotions. Start by acknowledging the specific emotions that you're experiencing. Disappointment can manifest in various ways, such as sadness, frustration, guilt, or even anger. Take a moment to identify what you're feeling. This process of recognition helps you gain clarity about your emotional state. Then, allow yourself to feel. It's crucial to give yourself permission to feel these emotions. Society often encourages us to hide or to suppress negative feelings, but doing so can be detrimental in the long run. Emotions are a fundamental part of being human, and experiencing them fully is healthy. Understand that it's okay to be disappointed. It doesn't make you any less of a person. The next step is to find a safe outlet. Once you've recognized and accepted your emotions, find a safe outlet to express them. This could be through open and honest conversations with a trusted friend or family member. Sharing your feelings can be cathartic and provide you with a fresh perspective. Alternatively, you might choose to express your emotions in a personal journal. Writing can be a powerful tool for processing complex feelings. The last thing to remember is to avoid self-criticism. One common response to self-disappointment is self-criticism. You might find yourself thinking, "I should have known better," or "I'm a failure." Resist the urge to be overly critical of yourself. These thoughts only perpetuate negative emotions. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend going through a tough time. Remember, you're not alone in experiencing disappointment. It's a shared human experience. In summary, acknowledging your feelings is the crucial first step in dealing with self-disappointment. By recognizing, accepting, and expressing your emotions in a healthy way, you lay the foundation for healing and personal growth. Remember, it's okay to feel disappointed, but it's also the first step towards finding your way back to a place of self-acceptance and resilience. The second stage is to reflect on the source of disappointment. Understanding the root cause of your disappointment is like shining a light on the path to self-discovery and personal growth. Here's how you can effectively reflect on the source. First, start by identifying the specific event or situation that led to your disappointment. Was it a setback at work, a personal relationship issue, or a missed opportunity? Pinpointing the trigger helps you gain clarity about what exactly went wrong. Then, it's time for the second step. Let's examine your expectations that you had for this event or situation. Were they realistic and achievable, or were they set too high? Often, disappointment arises when our expectations don't align with reality. Take an honest look at whether your expectations were in sync with the circumstances. Thirdly, analyze your role. Consider your own role in the outcome. Did you take all necessary actions to succeed, or were there areas where you could have done better? Reflecting on your own involvement allows you to take responsibility for your part in the situation without unfairly blaming yourself. And lastly, evaluate external factors. Sometimes, external factors beyond your control contribute to disappointment. Were there external circumstances or other people's actions that played a significant role in the outcome? Recognizing these external influences can provide a more balanced perspective. By reflecting on the source of your disappointment, you're taking an active step toward self-awareness and growth. You're unpacking the situation, dissecting your expectations, and gaining insight into your role. Remember, disappointment is not a dead end. It's a fork in the road. It can lead you down a path of self-improvement and resilience. The third stage is to embrace the growth mindset. Let's start by understanding the growth mindset. The growth mindset, a concept popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, revolves around the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. Secondly, we must reframe setbacks as opportunities. When facing disappointment, it's crucial to reframe your perspective. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities for personal and professional development. Ask yourself, what can I gain from this experience? How can I use it to become a better version of myself? The next step is to embrace the learning process. A growth mindset thrives on the learning process. Understand that no one is born with all the skills and knowledge they need. Approach your journey with curiosity and a willingness to learn. Every setback is a chance to acquire new insights and hone your abilities. The fourth step is to shift from fixed to growth language. The language we use can shape our mindset. Notice if you're using fixed mindset language, such as I can't or I'm not good at this. Challenge these thoughts and replace them with growth-oriented statements like I can improve with practice, or this is an opportunity to develop a new skill. The next step is to set process-oriented goals. Instead of solely focusing on outcomes, set goals that emphasize the process. For example, rather than aiming to achieve a specific result, set goals related to the effort you'll put in, the strategies you'll use, and the lessons you'll learn along the way. This approach fosters a sense of achievement and progress, even in the face of setbacks. And the final step is to celebrate effort and progress. Acknowledge and celebrate your efforts and progress, no matter how small. Cultivate a mindset that values the journey as much as destination. Recognizing your hard work and dedication boosts your confidence and reinforces the idea that improvement is a continuous process. Embracing a growth mindset is not about denying the existence of challenges or disappointments. Rather, it's about facing them with a belief in your capacity to learn and evolve. The fourth stage is to cultivate self-compassion. Let's start by understanding what self-compassion is. Self-compassion is the practice of treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding that you would offer to a close friend who's going through a tough time. It's about extending empathy and love to yourself, especially when you're facing disappointment. But why does self-compassion matter? Self-compassion is not a luxury. It's a necessity for mental and emotional well-being. When you're disappointed in yourself, it's easy to be self-critical, which can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. Self-compassion counteracts these negative effects by fostering a more positive and supportive relationship with yourself. So how can we cultivate self-compassion? Let's explore some practical steps to cultivate self-compassion. First, self-talk awareness. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. Are you speaking to yourself kindly and with understanding? Or are you engaging in harsh self-criticism? Challenge negative self-talk and replace it with more compassionate and encouraging words. The next step is to practice self-forgiveness. Understand that making mistakes and experiencing disappointment is part of being human. Forgive yourself for any perceived shortcomings or failures. Remember, nobody is perfect, and everyone stumbles from time to time. The third step is to treat yourself with care. Take time for self-care activities that nurture your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This could include exercise, meditation, reading, or engaging in hobbies you love. Prioritizing self-care reinforces the idea that you deserve kindness and care. And the fourth step is to seek perspective. When disappointment strikes, try to gain perspective by asking yourself questions like, will this matter in a year? Often, the answer is no, and this realization can help you let go of unnecessary self-blame. And our last step is to embrace imperfection. Accept that imperfection is a part of life. Embrace your flaws and understand that they make you unique and human. Perfection is an unrealistic standard that no one can achieve. Cultivating self-compassion is an ongoing practice that can lead to greater emotional resilience and well-being. It allows you to be kind to yourself during times of disappointment and helps you bounce back with a positive attitude. The fifth stage is to seek support and professional help. First, let's understand the power of a support system. Human connections are a powerful source of resilience and healing. When you're disappointed in yourself, turning to your support network can make a significant difference, and here's why. First of all, it's thanks to empathy and understanding. Friends, family members, and loved ones can offer empathy and understanding. They've likely faced their own disappointments and can relate to your feelings. Sharing your experiences with someone you trust can provide emotional relief and a sense of validation. The next reason is due to fresh perspectives. Talking to others can offer fresh perspectives on your situation. They may see aspects you've overlooked or suggest alternative approaches to consider. Sometimes, a supportive friend can help you reframe your thoughts in a more positive light. The third reason is emotional support. During times of disappointment, emotional support is invaluable. It can alleviate feelings of isolation and loneliness. Knowing that you're not alone in your struggles can be incredibly comforting. Now, while friends and family can be a vital source of support, there are times when professional help may be necessary or highly beneficial. First of all, therapists and counselors. Licensed therapists and counselors specialize in helping individuals navigate difficult emotions and life challenges. They provide a safe space to explore your feelings and equip you with coping strategies tailored to your unique situation. Second of all, life coaches. Life coaches focus on personal development and goal achievement. They can assist you in setting and working toward specific goals, including those related to self-discovery and overcoming disappointment. Or you can also join support groups. Joining a support group can be a valuable way to connect with others who share similar experiences. These groups offer a sense of belonging and a platform to exchange advice and coping strategies. Now, it's essential to recognize that seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness. In some cultures, there can be a stigma associated with therapy or counseling, but it's crucial to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being above any social taboos. Just as you'd seek medical help for a physical ailment, seeking support for your emotional health is equally important. In addition to personal connections and professional help, self-help resources such as books, podcasts, and online courses can also provide valuable insights and strategies for managing self-disappointment. These resources offer practical guidance that you can explore at your own pace. Remember, seeking support and professional help is a courageous step on your journey to self-discovery and growth. It demonstrates your commitment to your well-being and personal development. You are not alone in facing moments of disappointment, and there is a wealth of resources and caring individuals ready to assist you. The sixth and also the final stage is to set new goals. First, let's understand the role of goals in personal development. Goals serve as guideposts on your path to self-improvement. They provide direction, motivation, and a sense of purpose. When you're disappointed in yourself, setting new goals can be a powerful way to regain focus and momentum. Next, to make your goal setting effective, consider using the SMART framework. S stands for specific. Define your goals as clearly and precisely as possible. Instead of a vague goal like be more confident, aim for a specific goal like speak confidently in public by attending a public speaking course. The M stands for measurable. Establish ways to measure your progress. This adds accountability and allows you to track your achievements. For instance, if your goal is to lose weight, set a measurable target, such as lose 10 kilograms in 3 months. The A stands for achievable. Ensure your goals are realistic and attainable. It's okay to aim high, but make sure your goals are within the realm of possibility, given your resources and constraints. The R stands for relevant. Your goals should align with your values and long-term objectives. Ask yourself, is this goal meaningful and relevant to my life? And the T stands for time-bound. Set a deadline for your goals. A time frame adds urgency and prevents procrastination. For example, instead of saying, I'll write a book someday, say, I'll complete the first draft of my book within a year. And if your ultimate goal feels overwhelming, try breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps. These mini goals make progress more achievable and less intimidating. Each small accomplishment contributes to your sense of achievement and keeps you motivated. And moreover, don't underestimate the power of celebrating your successes no matter how minor they may seem. Recognizing and rewarding yourself for meeting milestones boosts your confidence and motivation. It reminds you that you're making progress, even if it's gradual. And the next thing is to adapt and adjust. Life is dynamic, and circumstances may change. Be willing to adapt your goals as needed. If you encounter unexpected challenges or opportunities, adjust your goals to stay aligned with your evolving path. And finally, you can try keeping a goal journal. Consider maintaining a journal where you record your goals, progress, and reflections. This journal can be a source of inspiration, a tool for self-reflection, and a way to hold yourself accountable. Setting new goals is a dynamic process that keeps you engaged in personal development and growth. It helps you shift your focus from past disappointments to future possibilities. Remember, dear listeners, disappointment is not the end of the road. It's just a bend in the journey. It's a chance to recalibrate, to come back stronger, and to rewrite your story. Before we wrap up today's episode, I want you to know that you have the strength to overcome self-disappointment. You are resilient, and your worth is not defined by your achievements or failures. Thank you for joining me today on Life Unscripted. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might need a little encouragement. And as always, keep moving forward because your best days are still ahead. Until next time, take care and be kind to yourself.